Heyo, welcome back. Today we're going to be going over some simple pinto beans. Now I just want to clear the air on some bean discussions I have going on with some close friends. You know, these beans right here, ain't nothing wrong with these beans. If you're in a pinch, you got no time to prepare, these are going to get you there. These beans, you add whatever you need, there's no salt, so you are the driver of the flavor for these beans. However, for just 20 cents more, you can get a pack of these dry beans. These maybe a meal between two people, maybe 3 meals. These, ooh, we are rocking like 6 to 8 meals easy. That being said, there is a little premeditation that goes on. So right now we are the night before and I'm gonna soak these beans, but also in a pinch, get that canned bean. If that's what works for you, do that. But if you got some time, get up on these dry beans. Without further ado, let's get into it. First things first, we'll want to sort and then wash the beans. When sorting, I'm mainly looking for small rocks along with any shriveled or gnar looking beans, also known as gnar beans. And look at that, found a rock which reinforces the task of sorting. Another note, I found rocks in beans from every store at some point. So no matter where you shop, if it's high-end, fancy type stores, or if you're just going to the corner bodega, make sure you do this for all of your legumes. Once the beans are sorted, give them a thorough wash at least 3 to 5 times. Washing is important because for this recipe, we will be using the water from the soak for the cook. Now, some folks will skip the soak and go straight to the cook, which I do need to test for science at some point. In this simple recipe, I'll only use 1 white onion and then your preferred amount of garlic. I'll quarter half of the onion for the soak and then dice the other half and set aside for the cook. Then I'll just rough chop some of this garlic. This is a throwback recipe from my grandpa who showed me how to make beans a long time ago. And the only thing I've modified to his recipe is really just adding a little extra flavor in the soak. Add the quartered half onion and garlic to the beans and then fill the bowl with cold water and set aside overnight. I'd also recommend covering the bowl with a kitchen towel if you've got one. In the morning, I'll separate the beans from the water, but I think you could probably skip this step. Grab a 6 to 8 quart pot and on medium-high heat, add some olive oil and then toss in that other half of diced onion and saute until it's translucent. When the onions are ready, add the beans to the pot, give it a quick stir and then toss in that water. Bring the pot to a rolling boil and then lower the heat to about medium-low. I've got it between 3 and 4 on my stove. After an hour or 2, taste one of the beans for firmness, testing if it's cooked all the way through. At this point, mine are where I want them, and this is where I'll add my preferred amount of salt. Afterwards, I'll give it a stir and then let that simmer for another 10 minutes. If you are so inclined, you can also add other flavors like chili powder, chipotle powder, cayenne. The list goes on, and you are really the master of your bean destiny. For this recipe, it's super basic, but yields some great flavor, so even if you don't have a lot in the pantry, you can still make some solid beans. After 10 minutes, taste your beans one more time to make sure you got them how you like them, and then you're ready to rock and roll. And there you have it, nice and easy beans. I think it's great as it is, but depending what you're doing, you can definitely add different flavors to kick it up a notch. If you want to throw in some bacon, you can saute some of that in the beginning with the onions. That'll give you some more flavor. You can also throw in a shank or a ham hock to kind of just jazz it up a bit. And while I do this on the stove, you can also do this in a slow cooker. So for example, I think if you soaked it overnight in the slow cooker, then just power that sucker on, I feel like you'll be good to go. So while this does take a little premeditated planning, I do still feel like these are the way to go. At least if you can work it into your schedule, it's just, they're gonna last a lot longer, making more meals, and you kind of save a little bit of money. Go make yourself some beans. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one. Scoop!